Good evening. It is Tuesday, January 17th. I'm at home enjoying the third of my 3 days off. Doing another video to share some of my antique and record finds from my weekend or my days off. Started out Sunday. I got up morning, went to my church in Olympia. It was a very nice liturgy or mass as usual. And then I head down to Olympia, where I picked up this stretched cloth vintage print that is in front of me here, this antique mall that I frequent. And I had been eyeing this thing for a while, and I kept trying to pass it up. I just didn't think I had anywhere for it, but I thought about it, and then I decided I did. And I've always liked these things. They were popular in, I think, the 60s and 70s. And I have had some of these similar, and I have one quite similar to this that a friend of mine that I grew up with gave me that was in his house growing up. And I think it was from maybe the late 70s or early 80s, very early 80s, but it was cool. And so I decided, I thought I was going to put this in my record room or storage room, which serves as a record library / storage room. But I thought, what a shame. I like the thing so much, so I found a better place for it, and that is under the shelf above my bed in my bedroom, and it fits perfectly between the shelf and the two brackets with a nice equal distance. So that'll be cool. And I like this so much because it reminded me of a reoccurring dream from my childhood, which would occur up into like my teenage years, if not even later. It hasn't come for a while, and I don't know why it hasn't, but it's never been horribly unwelcome or anything. It's never been such a nightmare. It's just bizarre, and I've never made much sense of it. So yeah, the highlight of my weekend was supposed to be picking up this 60s pole lamp, which I saw advertised on Craigslist by this very nice young couple up in Kirkland, which is a town in the eastern Seattle suburbs. And they had a really awesome mid-century 50s house, ranch-style or rambler house, furnished with a lot of mid-century stuff. It was really cool. They're a really nice couple. And so I drove all the way up there, and it's snowing. We're getting a lot of snow. In fact, tonight, Seattle and the Northwest, the Seattle area anyway, Western Washington, if not the whole Northwest, along the coast anyway, is supposed to get hit with what's possibly going to be the worst snowstorm in 20 years. And I thought I was going to avoid it with my days off, and I work outdoors, so I'm going to be really in for it tomorrow, really not looking forward to it. Anyway, so the pole lamp was really cool, and I was very excited about it, but it just ended up being just a fiasco. Not only was it too tall for my ceiling, I was going to have to modify it and cut it, which would have, I figured out how I could do it, but I really hate to do that to any piece, no matter how cheesy or fancy or how much I pay for something. I just don't like altering anything, but I was prepared to do it. I was only going to have to saw off a few inches from certain portions of it. It came apart in 3 pieces. But yeah, I had it propped up in this corner near my door, and I went outside to make a call, and I came back in, and I knew it was not a safe place for it. I knocked it over, and it fell into the kitchen, and it broke the middle shade. It was just this plastic stuff. So I saved. This is the one of the shades off of it. This gold and bronze diamond pattern It was a pretty cool one. And the knob on it, the knobs on them were actually real turned or lathed wood, which I was surprised they weren't just some sort of cheesy faux wood grain, molded stuff, which was typical of a lot of stuff out of those years. But this is the only thing I have left to remember it by. It was very disheartening to have to take this off as just a memento of it, and the other two finials or handles, and just cut my losses and throw the thing in the garbage. Terrible. And then at that antique mall down in Olympia, I must add, by the way, the young woman I bought the lamp from was hilarious. I said to her, I thought I was crazy for driving all the way up, to Kirkland, the eastern Seattle suburbs, to pick up this pole lamp. And she says, well, if it makes you feel any better, I drove all the way to Port Angeles to buy this pole lamp. I wanted a pole lamp so bad. And that's like a 3-hour drive, I think, at least, from Seattle, all the way on the top of the Olympic Peninsula, across the water from Victoria, Canada. Beautiful area, by the way. But that's quite an isolated region to journey to buy something. But oh yes, at that antique mall in Olympia, I came across this awesome 50s looking syrup, or I say syrup. You say tomato, I say tomato. You say potato, I say potato. I say syrup. I want to say syrup, but it's hard for me to call it a syrup dispenser. It's a syrup dispenser. And it was so clean and I think unused. I was wondering, I questioned whether or not it was really vintage. But further look and investigation of the little piece, and it says made in West Germany on the bottom. So it's definitely a vintage to some degree, and I plan on actually using it for my real maple syrup that I love. Okay, so that was everything for Sunday. Monday, I just stayed at home being domestic and hiding out from the snow. We've already had lots of snow. Today, I got up and I went down to Centralia. You may have heard me mention it in my previous videos, and that is an antique mecca kind of town, a destination with antique collectors around the area. And I had bought a bunch of things at this one shop that I've come to like. And last week, I picked up a couple 50s blonde Formica sort of topped end tables. One square one with a triangle tier in the corner, and then one rectangular end table with the tier on the back. And gosh, I don't really have anywhere for them. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't want to get rid of any of my existing furniture, but they were such a good deal. I think I only paid like $80 for the pair. So if anything, I can just resell them for what I paid, or use them as shelves in the record room, side by side, set stuff on, and maybe display in the future somewhere if I get a different place and have room for them. And it hurts because on Craigslist in Seattle, I saw advertised this awesome blonde 50s set of a couple tier tables that had awesome like V-shaped wire sort of frame things on around the legs in addition to the wood leg. If you can visualize that, it was really cool. And it had a kidney-shaped coffee table. And they're long gone. They were only $125 for all three of them, and they were in great shape. But I just don't have the time or patience or guts to totally redecorate my place. So I'm going to move on to today's finds. And this is my favorite right here. I've loved the Starburst clocks. These are Starburst atomic sconces, candle holders. And I'm going to put these in my bedroom, staggered just like that, which was a popular thing to do, you know, back in those days. And the record has stopped, and I think we'll just cut the music. Love these things. I thought briefly for a moment about turning them into clocks, but, you know, again, I don't like messing with original vintage pieces. I was so stoked when I found these, and they were like $12 for the pair. So cool. Gonna look so cool around some of my 50s and 60s stuff in my bedroom. Very cool, very cool. So moving on. Okay, beep beep. Okay, move it, cat. We're doing our video here. Beep beep. Go, 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 go. Let's see. Then I came across these 60s tumblers. Gold. Beautiful. So typically, I think probably early 60s. Don't you think? 6 of them. I need to find some kind of beverage, caddy carrier. Okay, cat, move. Away. And then at the same shop I found the tumblers. This is probably a Viking, I think, blue glass vase sort of thing. And I'm going to put that around my green and topaz and red Viking vases on my console table, which serves as my bar. For record finds today, I got... What did we get here? Some Brunswicks. I don't know if these are the electrically recorded. Some of them are acoustically recorded on this label, but under the more electrical gold and black label. I'm looking over a four-leaf clover, Ben Burney and his Hotel Roosevelt Orchestra. Ain't She Sweet? And I made sure to mix and match some sleeves, so I got some decent, good sleeves. This is Romeo. What is this? The Doll Dance, Dixie Music Makers, and Chimes of China, Romeo Dance Orchestra. And then on Columbia Red label, I put in a Victor sleeve just to get a Victor sleeve, and it's got Fritz Kreisler, who I love on the back. Sweet Lorraine, Frankie Carl, and 12th Street Rag. I'm starting to actually like some of the common stuff on the Red Label Columbia. It's like Frankie Carl. There's a bunch of people on YouTube that seem to be big fans of his and post a lot of his records playing on their turntables. Eliza, Oriole Orchestra, and Mandy, Make Up Your Mind. Love that one. I think it was the Great White Way Orchestra on the back of a Paul Whiteman, Victor Batwing. That's on, but a bunch of bands I think in the 20s did that. That's a cool song. I have this already, but this was a very nice minty copy. A very haunting song. Mandalay, Abe Lyman, California Orchestra, and Sweet Little You. Very wacky 20s sort of song, Sweet Little You. Playing was, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, Eddie Cano and his orchestra. Time for Cha-Cha-Cha. I was considering playing this, but Rafael Vargas and his orchestra, Tango. That's better music for dancing than listening, really. Today, let's see here. I got just 2 records, nothing incredible. Enoch Light and the Light Brigade, Let It Be. Born Free, love that song. April in Portugal, On a Clear Day. On a Slow Boat to China, Everybody's Talking. Girl from Ipanema. Let It Be, I'll Never Smile Again. Michelle, Somebody Loves Me. Cecilia, Bridge Over Troubled Water. 1979. And then this, I'd never heard of these guys. I'm not going to try to pronounce their names. Pianos in Paradise. High Fidelity. Awesome artwork on the back. Taboo, Shangri-La, Ebb Tide, Misty, Flamingo, African Echoes, The Breeze and I, Moon of Manakura, Claire de Lune, Negligee, Jungle Drums, Adventure in Paradise. And, I don't know, most likely 60s. There it is, your typical exploited 60s babe on the cover that has absolutely nothing to do with the music, but, you know, hot babes will, on cover of records, will sell the music. And I think that's about it. I believe that is it for today. And not looking forward to the snow tomorrow, or that's supposed to happen overnight. And yes, I hope you enjoyed the video, and happy record and vintage collecting.